top of each other inside the river. A little bit of the not the most natural wards, but we've been seeing these more. That's top.
Fata's hit. Slows down the two. Tries to put Saksa off chasing Skiter any further.
Skiter is healing up and he's got a stun.
Yeah, I mean,
but the maledict ending.
Yeah,
Saksa just walks away.
Still 2-0 and slight lead here for the goal on OG. We're going to see the setup from 9. It is just him on his own for now. Still a lot of damage and actually get the second silence. Nearly doing it here. Topson is going for the rune and will be able to pick it up and get himself out of harm's way. Biver not quite able to chase this down.
Even committing Tombstone bottom for an attempt at another kill, and they won't get it when Biver is away from the lane. And we did see these catapults, so it looks like 9 still has his catapult alive mid. So wondering if we see any type of collapse. I don't see rotations from the supports happening right now on the side of Tundra. So they're just going to leave him alone. And I mean, Topson might commit onto him. Saksa's actually going to port away.
Seb, he tries to TP out of top. But it's put to a stop. Saksa will stop them from committing any further onto Seb. Bottom lane, they're going to try and get the kill again onto 33, but 33 and Biver are standing their ground. They're trying to turn towards mid one. 33 does fall. Biver will get mid one in return. He's also not quite able to roll out of there. No tail steps in position to block him off. A decay isn't quite enough though, as Biver will get out alive.
Saksa speeding for a courier.
He's got it. Oh no, didn't want to take some tower hits for it.
Seb now level 6. They're going to look to pressure this tower. They've got the Wrath of Nature, so this big damage that can kick in. They're going to launch it, and that's a goodbye to a Witch Doctor.
Absolutely.
Skiter?
Big hits there with the Wrath. 33. Going to see if he can find Seb. Seb, he's out and away before Skiter can get in with the Wraith Fire Blast. Saksa actually
Skeeter's still low.
See if they've got enough damage. No Tail trying to step in. These zombies, they're doing it. The zombies are going to get him. The zombies get him. They take back their king. There's no tell. He should die for this one, but they got Skiter out of there. Because at the same time, Topson did die. Ended up going down to 9, so 9 getting that kill in the mid lane. No tell making space, but finally pays there with a boulder to the face.
How did 9 get that kill?
I mean, I can only imagine he pulled off sort of the same combo that we saw earlier, but this time around, I guess Topson didn't quite get the Flame Guard off.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess this level 4 Stroke of Fate, just way too much damage. Must have caught him like once or twice through the creeps. But now we do see Tundra. They got it. They have to back away out of this top lane. We see the same build on the Wraith King from the game earlier.
Oh, talking about the same builds from the game earlier, dude. Check out mid one.
No, he's doing the Midas too, huh? Okay.
Brown boots Midas, baby. You thought it was rough on the... He's doing it on the Drow. I mean, he smashed the game as the Jug. Now doing it on a Drow, I'd say that's a little harder, you know. But well, let's see him do it.
What if he gets hypothermia? The Ag Shard, by the way.
Is it good?
I have no idea. I don't even. I don't think
he will. I don't think he will if he's going sort of.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe eventually. Is he actually going to get bots? I mean, imagine so, right? You know, he's not leveled up his boots.
Out, though. He's actually going to live. 33 was getting a really nice wraparound on him. He got a good read. He'll be able to TP out. I mean, you know, this is the time to try stuff, and he's clearly trying.
What in the deciding game of the series? I love it.
Of course. You won't know it's good unless you're under the pressure. So
yeah. This is, as you say, this is. You know, now he'll have a really good idea whether it's going to be strong or not. But just 50 gold away from the Midas. And Topson able to get the kill mid and get some good tower pressure put on in the middle lane.
They can't be. I feel like they can't hemorrhage these towers. I actually want. I almost feel like I want 33 to show up and defend. Yeah, okay, he is. I was like, this Viper has to show up to all of these tower fights.
Oh, Biver's in. Really Topson able to dodge the rolling boulder in time. Connection will still be on to no tail, but the ult is popped. TP heading over from Fata. Topson continuing to make some big hits here with the DD rune. As 33, he'll fall. He's out of action. The maledict though, and the poison damage killing Topson. Topson's probably going to pop here. Off to the side, Saksa comes in with the stun. 9 trapped in by the Sprout. Topson is still alive. He did indeed avoid that final bit of damage with the timing of the Remnant movement, making sure that tick came in whilst he was invulnerable.
I think at the end, the first tick, he also dodged a little bit of as well when he did like the mini fire remnant, and then he saves. That was a sick play by Topson, keeping him alive. Very like, I'm 90% sure he dies to that mountain.
Absolutely, he would have been dead if he didn't do that.
That was huge, and so they do get the tower. It's not denied either, and even with 33 showing up, he just dies. He just gets sprouted. Buys a Quelling Blade immediately afterwards now to prevent that from further happening, but damage is done. These towers are so important for the draft of Tundra to keep Skiter protected so that he can actually sit in the jungle. And now I feel like this is where the game is really going to start to collapse. This is an OG comfortable draft where they're going to look to play really aggressive. This Wraith King can't be involved, so they're going to look to just pressure.
Bottom. Biver been hunted now. They've got to keep the preparations up for Saksa setting up like this across the map.
They're going to go bottom now. There's a catapult already set up for here. Topson's already forcing the wave in. He's got his Mage Slayer queued up already on the Ember as well. And they're going to start this push. Waiting for Seb to port down. He's going to now.
Dire structures are fortified.
I mean, a Mage Slayer Ember, I'd say this is probably the best hero in the book to buy it on. Having that AoE application with the Sleight of Fist, you don't get much better use out of it than that.
No, you do not. It seems really, and it's versus a lineup that's 90% magic damage besides the Wraith King, so it's gonna negate a lot of it and just protect him throughout most of these situations too.
Yeah.
As you see, look at OG persisting to just pressure and take this tower.
Well, mid one.
They'll probably lose mid one, but
oh, he found an invis, but they did have a dust. As mid one, he's down and out. Midas is on cooldown, so he won't be too disappointed.
33 bottom.
They're diving in. Topson and Saksa. They've got the stun connection. They'll get the kill. Fata TP's in. Topson's already out of there.
Skiter?
He's trying to go aggressive in onto Seb. Soulbind down onto the two of them. Biver rolling over. Look at the focus down Notail, but Notail's pretty beefy. So if they've got enough to kill him off, Maledict's down, they should be able to finish him. Notail will go down, but the space is made for Seb to TP out. They do pop the reincarnate. Topson, he's been found by Biver with the connection of the rolling boulder and the silence. Topson trying to get another remnant out. He's got another slight usage and the flame guard, but they have the chain stun. There's Topson down.
Not bad. Not a bad hold. They do lose, of course, the tower and a couple heroes with it, but they get some big ones too. As
mid one.
Mid one.
He's still trying to fight here. And he might just be able to do it. 33 is thinking about wrapping around from the side. 9 has the Ghost Scepter. He's out for Seb. He's looking to try and get a catch with the Sprout. He's able to grab 9. 9 going immediately for the TP out, but they have the damage. 9 will fall. And I mean,
okay,
dude,
now less good. They had a pretty decent hold there when they did kill mid one and get a couple trade kills, but now losing 9, that definitely gives the edge over to OG. As Saksa's nearly got a Blink Dagger since he survived these last few minutes. So for him, you know, he's gonna be able to pick and choose how he looks to initiate. And it's more collapsing items for OG, and that's really the problem for Tundra is these type of items is Fata.
That's gonna be quite a bit of damage.
He's gonna have a Carapace to turn back a bit.
That's true. And actually helps set him up to turn and get a kill with Seb. And of course, you know, for mid one, no surprises. It is indeed the same. If you go in Midas, you got to go all the way. You've got to get the bots. So a repeat of what we saw from him on the Jug in game 1. And I mean, if anything, the bots are even more valuable this game. It's going to just match the ability to join the rest of his teammates, like, you know, Nyx Assassin, Ember Spirit, Prophet. They're going to be looking for kills all across the map. So now it's going to be very easy for mid one to get as involved as he was in game 1. Well, as we saw, he was just in all of the action.
And you're really fast, you know, like he can just avoid a lot of these spells and just stay in the back lines and stuff. I mean, sure, why not? He has, again, they have a Tricore, so you can't really say it's horrible if he's able to make it work with his team. As now Seb very close to having this Orchid, which is going to be very powerful versus everybody on the side of Tundra. I like how he did the drum this game first, though. It's really interesting how some games you have seen him just go straight Orchid. This game, you could tell, is about them wanting to group up and collapse and take the 3 towers early because they understand Tundra can't fight as 5. So I love that he went for the drums this game to be able to go for that tower and team pressure.
And with the way that things are gearing up, it really is going to be a big test for Skiter. With the way that the rest of his cores are falling off to the point where, you know, can he as a Wraith King carry against a pretty farmed Ember, Drow, and Prophet? It doesn't sound easy.
It really doesn't. It sounds like he's going to get kited like crazy. The control, even the Tombstone too. Like, Tombstone's going to mess with him so much in the fights if it's not killed. So, yeah, it really is, like we said, some big shoes for him to try to fill this game. Seb, he's got the Orchid. He's TPing only a couple yards right now, but trying to find the positioning with that ward.
He's got the setup. 33 has got the Quelling Blade though, of course. Saksa still able to find the follow-up stun. Biver trying to help out, but the Spike Carapace is out immediately. They take out 33, and now they'll turn their attentions over towards Biver. Biver able to roll away. Will manage to escape, but again, it's just sort of Tundra having to run from OG. Even with sort of this, you know, the mid-Grim, you know, 9 wants to be pretty active. He doesn't want to play this sort of passive game. He knows he's going to be punished, but just struggling to really find himself in the right place at the right time. And now, again, Seb, he's able to catch him out. He's trying for the TP away, but they're able to put a stop to it as 9 changed up and taken out. You know, we're seeing Viper 33 go down. We're seeing 9 go down on the Grimstroke. These two are just going to have a really tough game on their hands with the heroes they've got.
Yeah, it's really going to be Skiter versus the world, as it's 3 carries that are pretty decent also versus the Wraith King to be able to play around it when they do have this lead. Saksa, he's just giving information with the Vendetta. He even scouts out the courier. He will see that the relic has been delivered. And yeah, free Roche now for OG with a snowball draft.
Yeah, if he was able to get that hit on the courier, that would have been a pretty big thing to find, but wasn't quite. Now she ends up going down here. They are set up, but OG, of course, happy with that distraction. All the space in the world to find that Aegis for Topson.
Skiter makes sure he gets the last hit. All the gold has to go to him. It's really just everything on him and how he can somehow hold the game together for his team. As yeah, map control is fully lost, and their lanes are going to constantly being shoved in. And with these boots of travel, I mean, I really don't want to give midone credit for the boots of travel, but I will. They're going to be able to just keep these lanes always forced in, and it's going to be them, OG, picking their fights wherever they want every time. It's going to be always Tundra running after these waves, looking to bail themselves out of this weird map pressure, which is, yeah, going to give OG just great ways to pick fights, especially with the Nyx. So hug the triangle, protect Skiter until he has Radiance and he can actually join you in the fights, which he's about to have.
Does would you imagine, does the Radiance burn damage count as spell damage? Does that itself get reduced by Mage Slayer? Oh, Soulbind set up. That's actually going to get the two of them with the Viper Strike. Topson's just straight up dead. That's the Aegis gone. So is No Tail. They're already bailing out there. They don't feel that they can do this a second time. They're just trying to run. Fata trapped up by the Sprout. Topson's in straight away, chasing him down. Skiter is looking to try and help out here, but he cannot save Fata.
Topson?
Maybe he can get the kill. The Phantom's Embrace down onto Topson. Topson being focused, and he's down.
They've
lost him a second time. Topson will fall. Saksa trying to charge him. Biver still trapped by the Sprout, but he's able to make it out. Now Seb's pushed in too far. They've found Seb. They've taken down 3 of them. They're going to find Saksa as well here. The vision's out. They nuke him down. OG pushing a little too far. And some big kills for Tundra to find, especially considering that was the Aegis movement from OG.
That's huge. All of them turn up and they actually put Skiter in a good position to turn up with a fresh Radiance and a buyback, of course, from Fata to get them a little bit of cleanup kills. OG pushing their limits a bit too far there. And as to your question, I would imagine it does, but I'm not 100% sure. Because it puts the debuff on the hero, so I imagine it does affect the Radiance, but...
Oh, because it says spell damage.
It does say spell damage,
is burn considered as a spell? Because I feel maybe it isn't. I mean, either way, you know,
I've not been seeing people too... I played a ton... Like, no one's building Mage Slayers. I actually have not gotten to see too many of how it works entirely.
Honestly, I think it's worth building just for the cool debuff. You know, it's pretty cool.
I mean, it's a really good item for sure in a lot of games.
It looks cool, you know. That's what it's all about. I'm sure that's why Topson buys it. He doesn't even know what the stats are. He just likes the cool little purple ball that it puts above people's head.
I'd imagine it works on the hero spells because it's a spell that's coming off of the hero. So I'm gonna say yes, like 99%. So. And they're smoking up. They've got this Radiance. Do they have the... E-Blade is coming out on the courier right now for the Grimstroke. It's not going to be there just yet, but soon.
Well, they're going to start things off. Onto No-Tail. The silence is out onto the two of them here. Nine controlling both Topson and Saksa from the side into the E-Blade. Biver committing in. Skiter's been able to have time to close the gap. He's looking for Topson. Lays down the stun. They've got the chain controller by looks of it. Is it enough? He's trying to get out with the slight. Will manage to step out of range of the Ink Swell. But Biver and Skiter, they continue to chase. They're onto Topson once more. He's got another remnant out, but Biver's in with Rolling Boulder. They're doing it again here, Tundra. They've taken out three of them. OG, again, just losing these fights. Tundra are doing it. They're holding OG off, and they're turning this around.
Just a phenomenal team play by Tundra. Again, they go together. They instantly catch No-Tail. They kill the Tombstone within a fraction of seconds, and then they get a good positioning for the fight. They all just leading the charge around Skiter. I mean, Skiter, yep, it's working. He's now number one net worth. He's doing it.
I mean, what is it sort of from OG's movements that are sort of causing them to have these struggles, despite the fact that, you know, as a whole, they were further ahead as their three cores. Now that the gap's definitely starting to shrink. I mean, what's sort of going so wrong for them here?
I mean, that one, they literally just lost one of their biggest team fighters in the game. They lost No-Tail right in the front of everything. He got the Tombstone, who was dead. So they're playing 4v5, and it's 3v5 because Seb needs to TP into the fight as well too. So then it was just Tundra picking and choosing their targets perfectly. They saw everything in that fight. Even though OG was the one with that ward, they literally could see. They literally were just walking at them during the daytime vision, so they saw all the rest of the heroes.
It was a DD.
DD bottom.
Oh, they're trying to bait. But Biver can't quite get the angle. They tried to let him have it and then see if they could get the connection over to the side. They're going in onto Saksa. Saksa gets the two-man impale off. Nice Soulbind controlling No-Tail and Topson for now. And from the side, Mid-One's able to find the wraparound. Shoot down Biver with the multi-shot. Gust out onto the three of them. Saksa steps across. They're sprouted up. Fata, as he's out and down, they're split apart, but Topson, he's getting focused by Skiter and 9. Topson, he's got one more sleight of fist. He's out to the side, but they're taking him out. As Skiter, can he continue to fight this? He's still got the reincarnate to rely on, but they're down to just the last two of them. It's only 9 and Skiter left alive. Looks like Skiter will let 9 go. He bails off, leaves 9 behind, as this time OG will manage to find the team fight victory.
Much better angle of approach and much better way to start it off. Saksa actually gets a decent stun off onto 2 heroes. They get mid-one from this bizarre angle of approach, wrapping around the supports. Great 3-man silence from him. And Topson just distracting during all of it. So this time, OG actually comes out way ahead because of that.
I'll see how quickly Tundra want to hit back. And they do start to respawn. I think Skiter's definitely going to want to get his BKB done before he feels too, super confident and getting in on this fight. Biver. He found Saksa. Buying time for Skiter to close in. A stun is out. Again, this control from Biver doing an excellent job of just handing the kills to Skiter.
Very nice. Keeping their triangle protected, even though there's still that Obs and Sentry on the high ground from OG. They're going to know it's there because of the bounces from the Wrath, as I'm saying it. So they'll be able to get that D-ward very quickly soon. Seeing Seb with a lot of farm here. BKB and the Hyperstone now finished, and looks like he's going straight for Bloodthorn. Okay. Just wanting to, make it so his whole team doesn't have to worry about the Radiance miss. That could be pretty nice to focus fire.
Mudgolems. How far from the BKB are we? Just about halfway there. So Skiter.
Yes.
Still very hard for him to really fight, get in the midst of these 5v5s, and unless there really is some sort of perfect setup and silence from 9 onto the 2 of them.
Yeah, it all depends on how they start the fight. It's really so important. Like if 33 is too far out of position, this Viper, Viper is a very mobile hero. If he gets caught in the front lines, it could prove disaster. It has to be Tundra kind of starting and dictating the fight, having a Sentry and Obs down so they can see the next approaching, at least from some time. Seb. He's got the Bloodthorn and level 18. A very strong Nature's Prophet right now.
I mean, is he sort of just hoping to find 9 before 9 gets his combo off? I mean, what's sort of the dream catch for Seb in these skirmishes?
He can target any of the 3 squishies in particular, right? The Grim, the Witch Doctor, the Earth Spirit, depending on when they've used their, use their load or based on their positioning. Like if 9 uses E-Blade aggressively, he's got no defense. Seb?
Oh, they get the opening. Boulder into the Inkswell. They're still able to find the opportunity to pop the BKB. Turns over towards Biver. Biver's going to go down for sure as the rest of Tundra are desperately on the escape. 9, TP to be cancelled as Topson closes in with the remnants. 9 also to fall as Tundra lose 2.
That connected on him in the middle of 5 creeps. How unfortunate for 9. An excellent placement though by Topson for that remnant.
Fata, he's coming out. They know there's no BKB on Seb. Seb getting cocky. He pushes too far. He was pushing on. I mean, I guess he felt he had backup nearby.
I think he thought he had his team closer to him.
I mean, they've closed in now, Skiter.
He's getting mana burned.
Oh, he's not got enough mana for the reincarnate. The two mana burns for Saksa. It does it. It does it. He is down.
All right, well, I mean, now for Seb, it actually turns out to be a little.
Yeah, that's all right. All part of the plan.
All part of the plan, yeah. These mana burns, something we didn't really touch on too much, but this is one of the reasons Six is so powerful.
They're in with the roll. He needs help, and he needs it now, but the silence in the Viper Strike, he's just gone. It's too much damage.
Okay.
Over towards Saksa, another roll through from Biver. Mid-one's trying to help out from the side, the multi-shot. Coming out as he heads towards 33. 33 will fall. Mid-one getting one of these, the rest of them out of there. Not bad moves at all. I mean, we're really seeing some great jumps from Biver. You know, he is not holding back. He sees an opportunity. He is straight in on top of them with the rolling boulder.
Yeah, and we're seeing just these, I mean, some strange kind of corp kill placements, right? The Furion dies top, then Wraith King dies up there, then Topson dies bottom river, and then the Viper dies afterwards. So these cores trading their lives for each other. Still really feeling like Skiter, I mean, he was dead for a very long time. It's going to give OG that time to catch up and farm versus him in particular and just increase the gap between the rest of the heroes. The Grimstroke and the Viper still really falling behind and really is just a lot on Skiter still at this point.
Mid-one, he's had a smile. He's had a smile ever since he finished his Midas this game, I'm pretty sure.
I think he's had a smile since the moment the first game started in this series, and he's just thinking of all these wacky builds.
I guarantee if we get him on, if they do win this game, he comes on for the interview, he'll probably tell us that he didn't like the builds, as he did when he did the Mage Slayer and we asked him about it. He was like, I didn't like a terrible build. I
mean, Midwin just gets, I feel like he gets into a mentality and he just does what he's doing. Like, remember when he was going through his Dagon phase and he'd build Dagon on every hero? Now it's just the Midas bots mentality.
Well, what heroes did he use to buy Dagon on?
I don't think it was actually in officials, but it was in pubs. He literally went like 800 games only building Dagon.
What the?
First item on every hero.
Is he okay? That sounds
I don't know.
Pretty wild. That sounds great. Though.
Into Roche with the Undying ult. More than enough damage. Orb of, they even got the impeding corruption as well too, of course. That nice Orb of Destruction plus that Undying ult. Easy.
Instant smoke up as well out of the pit. OG ready to make a move. Tundra, I've got to be prepared to deal with this Aegis.
The next label play. The next label play.
I'm still wondering how 9 protects himself. I see he's got the blink Q. That'll be nice because they're so frail. It really is just looking like they're getting squishier and squishier, and the side of OG is just getting like they're stronger and stronger with their damage. Skiter really gonna need this AC to protect himself and his squishy teammates, and he's just finished the BKB before it, so it's gonna take some time. And OG's not gonna give them the time with this Aegis cheese. They're gonna start forcing.
Yeah, mid-one.
Tombstone on the high ground for vision.
Straight away, starting to poke at the base. What can Tundra do here to start off a defense? Tombstone laying down on the front. Keep that vision going so mid-one can continue to siege from the low ground. How do they start this? Chains out to the two of them. Saksa is in with the Impale already. Quickly shooting down Fata. Mid-one gets the kill. Over towards Biver. Biver tried to start something with this aggressive roll down to the low ground, but Topson's able to put a stop to his escape. 2 dead. Do both have buyback.
The seeds of fortune.
She continue to push. Seb's going to take the time to split out and get the bounties. Skiter's in with the jump. He's looking for the back lines, goes and gets no-tail straight away. Now with the BKB's popped, he turns to commit towards mid-one. Mid-one trying to run with the BKB, of course, does still have the cheese. Skiter, can he close in any closer? He cannot. As the turnaround there with the impale, he has got the ag shard though, so he's guaranteed back for a second round. And in he goes. Another blink over towards the backlines. He's found mid-one. Mid-one, can he get the cheese off in time? He can. Cheese is popped. Mid-one back up to full HP. Saksa with the control with the spike carapace into the impale. They kite up Skiter. They turn. Mid-one shoots him down from a distance. As Skiter's down for 80 seconds. OG continue to have the full lineup alive. As Saksa, he's diving in. So Seb. TP's in behind the tower. Bloodthorn into Sprout. Onto 9. Fata to fall. Double buybacks coming out, but Skiter and Fata, they are out of the game for over a minute. It's going to be down to just the 3 of them to try and push back OG, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do so. As the top racks are taken, there are still tier 2s in the other 2 lanes though, so they won't lose anything extra on the high ground quite yet. They'll get a bit of breathing room.
Damage. They're even jumping into the carapace.
He is. As soon as that poison was down, Saksa didn't miss a beat with the jump forward to set things up onto 33.
And it's so much time that the Wraith Kings just spent dead, where everyone on the side of OG gets this farm and they can continue pressuring. This was Tundra. They saw the Nature's Prophet TP to the jungle bottom side around their Ancients, so I think that was then they all bought back and they tried to make the go, but it actually put them into a pretty rough position there. They couldn't get the immediate grab.
He's TPing in past tier 4s. He's getting kicked over towards the fountain. Is he okay? He's got the BKB. He's going to be fine. They turn. They get the impale onto the 2 of them. Saksa's in with the backup 9. He's trying to get into the fountain away from Seb, but Seb just beats him down. The right clicks too much. A space is made for the tier 2s and the racks to go down mid, and they'll